Hello, Planet Earth. Happy New Year, Planet Earth. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're at IDK, my BFF Jill 730. I'm Preston L. Young, and today we're doing another Buffyverse discussion. Now, I do have Buffyverse discussions coming for Angel After the Fall, Twilight. Twilight's going to take me a minute to figure out exactly how I want to say everything, because it's super confusing, even for me. I've got Dawn and Amy Madison all coming up in coming weeks. I don't know when I'll get to them, but I've also got a review for Buffy 1010 coming out, and I'll have Angel and Faith. I'll finish up the Lost and Found story arc when it's finished up. So, today we're going to be discussing Harmony Kendall, the vampire, and fun fact about Harmony, she is the only character aside from Angel to actually make it from the two-part premiere of Buffy all the way to the very last episode of Angel. So, that's neat, and you might recognize her from the Addams Family Values. She's the blonde girl that they try to burn at the stake. That's the girl who plays her anyway. So, we're talking about Harmony Kendall. Harmony is, the Buffy text is full of shadow characters for Buffy. Most notably, you've got Willow, Spike, Angel, and of course, Faith. And by shadow character, I mean that these are all characters that you look at in contrast to Buffy. They kind of have a number of facets that just link them to Buffy, but they are shadows. They are another interpretation of the Buffy character. They make choices that she can't make, and they represent things that are similar to her, but not necessarily her. So Harmony is one of these characters, because she is just like Buffy was before she actually became a Slayer when she was in high school. Harmony was just this vacuous, dumb teenage girl who was more concerned with popularity and all this good stuff. And she just kind of followed Cordelia around in the first few seasons of the show, and eventually she kind of antagonized all of the Scoobies, but even Cordelia after she kind of fell from the social graces when she became involved with Xander. So where Harmony is a shadow character for Buffy is that where Buffy became a vampire slayer after she was, just some vacuous, popularity-driven teenager, her being a slayer actually propelled her into being a much better person. She became a really lovely person to be. Whereas Harmony, on her graduation day, is killed by a vampire and made vampire. And Harmony never gets out of high school. She never has any kind of real character development. She lacks a soul, and so she can't really develop as a character. So the vampire that drives Harmony, as with any vampire, it's evil, but it only has what you left it to work with. And Harmony's dumb and not very good at being evil. And so she immediately starts up a relationship with Spike, which is another thing that makes her a shadow for Buffy. And after the relationship with Spike doesn't work out, she tries to go out and be Harmony evil on her own, but that doesn't really work out because she just sucks at it. And then she eventually leaves after she and Spike kind of try to rekindle their relationship, and it doesn't work out because he's all in love with Buffy and she's disgusted by this. So she ends up going to Los Angeles, where she tries to go and work for Angel Investigations. But she immediately betrays them, and she gets away, but we don't see her again until season 5, where she actually goes to work for Angel at Wolfram and Hart as his personal assistant. And Mercedes McNabb, who plays Harmony, was actually bumped up to series regular in the last 6 episodes when they found out they were being canceled. So Harmony actually betrayed Angel again in the very last episode, but she gets out by the skin of her teeth anyway, and we really don't know what's going on with her until the season 8 comics of Buffy. Now, in Buffy season 8, there's this kind of slow burn called Twilight, and Harmony, her role is kind of fueling the fire of Twilight, unbeknownst to her. So Harmony is trying to be like a socialite, kind of Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian type figure in Los Angeles, but she's not very good at it because she sucks at everything she tries to do. So she snatches her opportunity for herself, and good for fucking her, because she sees Andy Dick in this like back alley, she lures him back there, and she gets her picture taken by all these paparazzi while she's biting Andy Dick. And so humans now know about vampires. Vampires are out of the coffin just like True Blood, and that's kind of the real metaphor for the whole of season 8 with the Twilight thing. It's that we now live in this world where vampires are cool. Like back in, the turn of the century when we had Buffy, it was all about, female empowerment and vampires are bad, and look at this chick with her humanity just taking care of stuff. Whereas around the time that season 8 premiered, this is when the Twilight craze was going on. You had True Blood, you had Twilight, you had the Vampire Diaries, and vampires were suddenly hot and cool and fresh and all this good stuff. And so Harmony came to put that into the Buffy universe, to bring vampires out and make everyone aware of them. So Harmony gets a lot of media attention, and she kind of becomes the face of American vampires. And so she has this like reality show on MTV, and there is a vampire slayer who ends up going to a party that Harmony's reality show is filming. And now this girl was made into a slayer as she was being beat out of this girl gang that she was in. And she doesn't go and join up with Buffy and Dawn and Xander and the army of slayers that they're making, because Buffy's throwing out words like sisterhood and togetherness and unity and all this good stuff. And Homegirl's like, yeah, I've heard all those words before. I don't want to join your super-powered girl gang, which is how she sees it. And so Harmony, her personal assistant is now Clem, skinny, not skinny, all the skin coming off of him, demon. You know Clem, he's great. So Clem is now her personal assistant, and Clem and Harmony go into this tattoo parlor that Homegirl Slayer is in, getting her gang tattoo covered up because Harmony wants to get a cute tat or whatever. So whatever. This girl's invited by the publicity team to go and come to this party. So she goes there with the intent to kill Harmony. So she goes there, and sure enough, she tries to kill Harmony, but Harmony actually bests her and kills a Slayer, like, with her teeth, on national live television. And so now, not only are vampires out in the open, but now everybody knows about Slayers. And it's kind of crazy, because the American government was already kind of after the Slayers, because Buffy and a bunch of her Slayers kind of robbed a Swiss bank and took a lot of money and things like this. So they were already after them, but I'll get into more on that when I do my Twilight video, because that has to do all with Twilight. And so now Slayers are like public enemy number one, and vampires are cool, and Harmony is going on Anderson Cooper and like publicizing the hell out of herself and vilifying Slayers to the world. So then we find out that Harmony goes on to Dancing with the Stars after her MTV reality show kind of dries up, and she actually ends up moving over to London. Now in Angel and Faith in season 9, now keep in mind, by the time season 9 begins, we are in a world without magic, and so the vampires that are being sired, they are not vampires per se, they're the zompires. They're just mindless, physically vampiric beings, but they don't actually have any cognitive going on, as I said before. And so what happens is the sex tape surfaces where Harmony had like screwed this guy and she sired him. And so they can't let this get out. Harmony's being blackmailed, and so they can't let this get out because Harmony's kind of the face of the vampire movement, and if it looks like she's out siring people, it's bad news, because siring is really bad at this point because of the zompires. So they're trying to stop it, and it turns out that the whole time it was Clem trying to blackmail her, because it turns out that Clem is in love with her, and he didn't appreciate the way that she was treating him and all this fun stuff. So anyway, we do that, and Harmony actually later, Spike comes over to London, and she and Spike like bang it out a couple times, and then they both go on their merry way, and Spike ends up going back over to San Francisco, of course. So we are in season 10 right now, and when you look at this, I just want to make it very clear that Harmony is actually kind of a major player within the Buffyverse right now, because the humans look at Harmony as kind of the spokesperson for vampires. So Harmony, due to the events of season 10, with the fact that they're rewriting magic, Harmony comes to kind of represent the day vampires and new vampires, because they want their voices heard when it comes to writing the rules of magic and basically rewriting reality. And so Harmony comes in season 10 to try and work with the new vampires and Buffy and Willow and Hoffren and all the folks who are rewriting the rules of magic right now. And I'll tell you all about how that goes down in my Buffy 1010 review. Harmony's really, really interesting. Like, looking at where she began in season 1, you would never think that she's now like a major player within the verse, but that's the thing about Buffy. You never know where a character's going to go. You never know just what you're capable of until you get out there in the world. And yeah, that's Harmony. There's not a whole lot more to say on her, except she loves fucking unicorns. check it out. Like I said, I've got some more Buffyverse discussions coming, and I will have a Buffy 1010 review for you very soon. All right, you guys have a great day. Leave me some comments, subscribe, share it, give me some questions. Hit me up. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.